Hello everybody and welcome to my new video. In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm doing my go-to brown smoky eyes. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I've already prepped my skin and I'm jumping right into my face primer, which is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I'm using about 1.5 pumps of this and I'm just applying this all over my face. Next, I'm using this Milk Makeup Blur Stick and I'm just applying this in the center of my face so I can blur out my pores. And after I've prepped and primed my face, I wait about 10 minutes before I move on to the foundation. The foundation I'm using is the Photo Focus foundation from Wet n Wild in the color Soft Beige. Here I'm just applying the foundation with my fingers before I blend it all out with my Real Techniques sponge. Moving on to the concealer, I'm using the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in the color Medium Beige. To set my lids and my under eyes, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. To set the rest of my face, I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder. And the bronzer I'll be using is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I'm just applying this all over my cheekbones, on the top of my forehead, down to my temples, and on my nose. Next, I'm taking my Anastasia powder bronzer in the shade Saddle, and I'm just using this to contour my cheekbones a little bit. For blush, I'm using this one by MAC and it's called Peaches. I find that this blush blends out super easily and it goes with every look. And I really love the blushy nose trend that is going around. For the highlighter, I'm using this Artiste Couture one in the shade Cocoa Bling. You have to be very careful applying this because this highlighter is super pigmented, as you can see. And if you do apply too much, just try to blend it out as much as you can, as I'm doing here. To blend all the powders together, I'm using my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. Moving on to the brows, I'm using my Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Dark Brown. And if you want me to do an eyebrow tutorial, please let me know by liking or comment in this video. To clean up my brows, I'm just using the same e.l.f. concealer that we used earlier. And here I'm also highlighting my brow bone using the same highlighter that we used. Next, I'm setting my brows with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. For this brown smoky eye look, I'm using my Soft Glam eyeshadow palette by Anastasia. As my transition shade, I'm using this color called Burnt Orange. I'm just going to apply this all over my crease and blending it upwards towards my brow bone. And I'm also flicking it outwards towards the end of my brows. And I'm also going to blend this color on my outer lids, blending it about 2/3 towards my inner corners. For the next shade, I'm going to use this one called Sienna. And I'm going to be focusing this on my outer corners and blending it a little bit into my crease. And here I'm trying not to go over the burnt orange shade that we used previously. For the darkest shade, I'm using this one called Mulberry. And for this one, I'm only focusing on my outer corners. And I felt like this burnt orange shade kind of disappeared as I blended the previous colors, so I'm just adding this again to get more of a smooth transition on my eyelids. And then I'm taking my highlighter again and just applying this on my inner corners. Moving on to the liquid liner, I'm using this NYX matte eyeliner. And I'm just going to apply a thin line on my upper lash line to hide the lash band of the lashes that we're going to use. Next, I'm taking this smaller brush and I'm dipping it into the burnt orange shade and just apply this all over my lower lash line. And I don't want my under eyes looking super harsh, so I'm really blowing this color out. And then I'm taking the sienna shade and I'm going to apply this only on the outer corners of my under eye. Then it's time to apply some mascara and lashes. Here I'm using the NARS Climax mascara and some Ardell Wispy lashes. Now let's move on to the lips. Here I'm using this MAC lip liner in Spice and this NYX Lingerie in the color Seduction. And we're done. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.